Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday, and welcome to live reaction of episode 167 here of Memphis Wrestling. I am Dustin Starr, and I want to talk all about it. First and foremost, big shout out to everybody who joins us each and every week, not only for the live reaction, but also for the live chat on the brand new Memphis Wrestling episodes. It is so much fun each and every Saturday, and I'm glad that I can spend it here with you, talking to you about all the cool stuff that we're doing. We were in West Carroll at Atwood, Tennessee, West Carroll High School last night, benefiting the West Carroll Touchdown Club. You guys are going to see some of the videos and highlights and pictures coming on our social channels very soon. Probably see some highlights next week on Memphis Wrestling, but we had an absolute blast. It was awesome. Big thank you to Atwood, Tennessee out there in West Carroll. What's up, Old School Dave? How are you? We are live tomorrow at the Wrestle Center. That's this Sunday, May the 5th. Tomorrow, live, the American Males are coming to Memphis Wrestling. WWE legend Brooklyn Brawler is coming to Memphis Wrestling. And then also, big shout out and congratulations to Blake Christian, Jackson, Tennessee's own Blake Christian, who successfully defended against Danhausen, kept the GCW World Championship. He's bringing it to Memphis, and I did see a tweet where he said that he's on his way to Japan with that title belt. Not so fast, because you got to defend it this week on Memphis Wrestling. That's all going down tomorrow. You can get your tickets at memphiswrestling.tv. Use the code word BUFF at checkout, and you'll save $5. Or you could use the code BRAWLER at checkout and save $5. And man, this is like me and a kid in a candy store. I've got the freaking American Males coming to Memphis. We've got Brooklyn Brawler coming to Memphis. This is going to be absolutely awesome. I cannot wait. There are a few tickets available. Get those right now, memphiswrestling.tv. And then coming up on Thursday, Bump and Grind Wrestling. We are going to be back at Lafayette's Music Room. You want to be there for that. You can have some adult beverages while you watch some live wrestling. Now, this is a little more of adult wrestling, bar wrestling, so to speak, not stuff that you would typically see on our Memphis Wrestling television program. All right, here we go. Old School Dave, what's up? Hey, Rico, how are you? Robert, what's going on? Old School Dave says, can we see those guns, buddy? The guns are not loaded and ready to go. But this is a very cool Memphis Wrestling sleeveless hoodie. There you go. Let's see. Not Corey Chandler says, Big Get. I believe so too. Willie says, hi, Dustin. Great show. Gun show destroyed Reverend Ashhole Taylor and his wrongful path. John Rosado says, what's up from Florida? Hey, man, I'm loving that championship badge that you have on there. If you guys want a championship badge like John and you want to use all these really cool custom Memphis Wrestling emojis that I'm putting in the chat here, all you have to do is become a members only. It's only $3.99 a month. All sorts of backstage stuff that you get to see. Plus, you get to watch the episode earlier than everybody else. All right, let me get caught up here. Florida, there's Brian. What's up? I think if MKZ and Candy were to enter the UWN's women's tag team tourney, they'll bring the strap home. I think they would too, but there's no such tourney. Rosado, I represent Miami. Robert's in Miami. I love Miami. Big shout out to the Dolphins, my team, picking up Odell Beckham Jr. Not a big fan, but anybody that'll help us win, oh yeah. Rico says, I got to admit, Makari is a little too friendly. She's got to be more aggressive. Man, she is very kind in nature, much like Mackenzie Morgan. So them two teaming together, they could learn a lot from each other, I'm sure. Great show this week, says Rob. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Love that championship badge as well. Andrea's here. She says, love you. You're awesome. You too, Andrea. I really appreciate it. Put your questions in the comments. I know you got them. Every single week I see you here. Great questions, too. Patrick says, congratulations on your next child. I don't know how many kids you have. Well, I have 2 boys, and then I have 1 on the way. I'm glad you brought that up, Patrick. I have 2 boys, 1 on the way, and we're going to find out what me and Mrs. Starr are having on Saturday, May the 18th. It's absolutely free. It's a big gender reveal party at the Wrestle Center where we are going to have a match where it's going to be pink versus blue, and the winner determines what we're having. It's going to be awesome. If you think it's a boy, then bring some diapers. If you think it's a girl, bring baby wipes. And then also it's absolutely free, but you do have to reserve your seat before you get there. Congratulations on your next child. That was Patrick. Thank you, man. West Palm Beach in the house. Heck yeah, man. Love me some West Palm Beach. Let me get caught back up here. Yeah, Ken terminated. What's going on? Eddie Kane, man, in the house. Look at this. He says, how's it going? Eddie Kane Main, thank you for the $5 donation. You know exactly what we're going to do with that. We're going to put that to use tomorrow at the Wrestle Center and hook somebody up with a free ticket. Big shout out to Eddie Kane Main. He's here each and every week, and he is a member of Members Only. M-Boy says, Dustin Starr didn't see it today. Well, you got to go back and check it out. It's absolutely free. You can watch it. Also, all the clips and highlights are being posted. I believe 2 p.m. is when those drop. Rob says, I knew the plate would come into the match. This time it helped the gun show. That's right. The little misfire there, but he sure didn't misfire on the gun show. Didn't misfire on those gun show lariats, man. Andrew says, hi, Dustin. I love seeing the gun show drop Reverend Ashhole Taylor. How about you? I love it. Wait till you see the highlights on our Instagram and Twitter and all that kind of stuff. There's some great front row footage that we're going to put out there. Big shout out to Devin for catching that for me. Man, I love nothing more than seeing Reverend Ash Taylor get hit right in the face with a gun show lariat. So, yeah, I love that, Andrea. Thanks for bringing that back up. Let's see. Willie Bowen's in the house. There's Rob's here. Robert, Dustin, my dream match is Kate Toomer versus Danny Limelight. Will it ever happen? I'm not sure. Who knows? But if it did, there would be a new United World Champion. That's for sure. Andrew says, hi again. Handsome Willie. Shouting out to Willie. Rico says, look, at the end of the day, Drew Gulak messed up. It's professional wrestling, so professionalism is key. Rico's bringing up Drew Gulak. It was asked if I would book Drew Gulak in Memphis Wrestling, and I said the timing is not right. So whether I have no idea what happened. I know that I've never shaken anybody's hand and accidentally grabbed them by the crotch or their drawstring or anything. No idea. But time will heal a lot, especially for Drew Gulak. This is such a weird story. And yeah, Ronda Rousey got him fired. Great episode this week, says Brian. Thank you, brother. Let's see. Rob says, like, subscribe, and join. Get more for the little that you pay. You get so much more. Thank you, Rob. I really appreciate that, man. Thanks for being a member. Ken says, Rico, did Gulak at least apologize to Rousey? Yes, he did apologize, and it was approved by the WWE. He was at the WWE Hall of Fame. He was on camera, and then when they came back from commercial break, he was gone. So Drew's actually been gone for a minute, I believe, and it was just announced. You should wrestle Mariah. Winner picks the gender. Oh, me wrestle Maria. Okay. EC3 versus Gun Show. I believe there would be a new NWA champion if that happened. Rico says, Dustin, I'd like to see Santana Garrett at the Wrestle Center. Stay tuned. Andrea says, hey, Dustin, congratulations on your next child. I'm so happy for you and your wife. All right, Andrea, is it pink or is it blue? What are we having? That's an underrated dream match. Both have good bodies. I must have missed some. Oh, Gun Show and EC3. Yeah, gotcha. I think you should have 2 cakes, 1 pink, 1 blue, and drop Jimmy into the correct one. Well, Jimmy got diabetes the last time he stuck his face in a cake. That's a joke, guys. That's what he said. Would Drew Gulak, Ronda Rousey situation affect if you'd book Drew? I wouldn't book Drew right now. I don't know. Yeah, definitely need to be some time and space in between there. I mean, look, you're talking to a guy who booked Ellsworth. We've booked Enzo. I mean, gosh. And this is not, I'm not sure why we're talking about it. Would Drew Gulak sell some tickets? Let's ask that question. Boz and Zay made a great team. It will be a great match. Yes, I think it will be an awesome match. Looks like we are going to get a triple threat coming up for the Internet Championship. We did hear from Blake Christian, the GCW World Champion. Not only will he defend that title against Zay Washington, and not only will it be live tomorrow at the Wrestle Center, and you guys will see it later on this television program, but then also might be for the Internet title as well, according to Blake. Blake said that if Zay is good enough to win the Internet Championship, maybe Blake will put that title on the other shoulder. So, Patrick, either he would be a hot heel or a hot baby face. Most wrestling fans don't like Ronda. That is true. Santana Garrett versus Cassandra Golden. Okay. Ethan Page is available. I've been in discussions with Ethan Page probably last year. So, I mean, that could happen. Bowen, where is Santana Garrett wrestling? I think he's all over, but I see him at GCW. Oh, I'm talking about somebody else. You guys are talking about, wow, Santana Garrett. Who am I talking about? I'm sure I'll get caught up here in just a second. Hi, Dustin. I'm super excited for WWE Backlash today. It's actually on now. How about you? What match are you looking forward to the most? I'm not really sure, but I am going to watch it. It just won't be live. Big John Dalton's here in the house, and let's talk about that. Big John Dalton. Buff Bagwell made an appearance on Memphis Wrestling today, And apparently Big John Dalton was telling Buff all about it. So I wonder what's coming up next. Big John Dalton in the house. If there's anything you could say, I'll read it out loud here. Ken Terminated said that Ronda, really talented WWE, did nothing for her. I don't believe that. Rico says, look, Dustin, I don't care about Drew Gulak mess, but there's so many wrestler screw ups, their own career from being stupid. That's true, Rico. It's like unbelievable. I like the O'Neill's new outfits better than the Tweety suits that they had. I agree. Jammin' Music Man, what's up? He says, hey, 100% to the crew. He's getting all caught up on Memphis wrestling every episode. John says, congrats on the child. What do you think, pink or blue? Camille versus Cassandra Golden. I actually reached out to Camille here recently, and she was not accepting bookings. So take that for what it's worth. Also, we've talked to Jordan Grace. She'll be coming back to Memphis Wrestling very soon. Ken Terminated says, are you new? Welcome to the chat, my man. Jammin' Music Man has been around a long time. He's actually watched from episode 1, and he's almost all caught up from what I've gathered. He's got history with UWN. I heard Camille might be on AEW. Yes, Gulak does have history with UWN, big time. Him and Dave are really, really tight. I was a fan of the Cruiserweight division. It's special to me. Jammin' Music Man, no, I was here last week. I try to catch the live stream when I can. Yeah, it was good to see you again here this week. Rob says, looking forward to the American Males. Maybe Males versus Too Cool 2. Totally old school. Oh, my gosh. That'd be great. Your name makes me think of Bob Marley. Yeah, there you go. Jammin' Music Man, Bob Marley. BJD, BJD, BJD. Coley says, what happened today? Man, that's a loaded question. Go back and check it out. Big John Dalton, you could take those two fools, be a one-man tag team. Big John Dalton and Coach Pillar versus Gaston and Matt. I don't like the chances on that one. Jammin', I hope you like Jammin' too. You should see Camille when she was NWA Women's Champion. Camille was dominant. Yes, actually, she appeared on Memphis Wrestling with that championship belt. Rob says, is Nyx hurt? No, she's not. Andrea says, hi, Dustin. I hope Big Nasty Phil and Main Event Bradley pay for what they did to Jay Webb. Me too, man. Disgusting. These guys can't beat the guy, so then they just jump him. I want to see Main Event Bradley one-on-one with Jay Webb. That's what I want to see. Robert says, Dustin, now that Omega is out of action, who can stand up against the Elite? MJF, I guess. Jamming with Memphis. Oh, yeah. Love that. Jamming Music Man. Willie says it. Nyx is toxic, like Tessa Blanchard. Wow. Rico says Stars of Tomorrow, too. Hey, we have a fresh crop of young talent up and coming. We could totally do a Stars of Tomorrow, too. Plus, WWE Talent Scout Gabe Sapolsky is coming back to Memphis Wrestling for a follow-up coming up at the beginning of June. And then also there's a whole new crop of wrestlers for Gabe to take a look at. See if there's any opportunities anywhere. So anyways, those will be on those seminars will be on sale coming up very soon. But Gabe is coming back, so there is a high chance you'll see a Stars of Tomorrow. Is Omega with injury while being kayfabe taken out by the Elite? I have no idea. Heard Blanchard might return to TNA. I think she should. The first shows in the ballroom were great, except when Zay almost ended up in the ceiling. I didn't think they were that great. I hated that look. Will Camille Brickhouse head to AEW? I heard that she did sign. Rico says, Orange Catchy says, Chuck Taylor's career is over thanks to Trent Beretta. Andrea says, I think that backstabbing turncoat Cassandra Golden is scared and jealous of MKZ. What about me? I just want to see them go one-on-one. I can't wait. I know Cassandra is just jealous. It's probably just a major, competitive jealousy, so to speak, or competitiveness. It happens in wrestling all the time. Candy has a lot of upside. She needs to get more aggressive. I agree. Just a rookie. Justin, did you ever wrestle for Deep South Wrestling in Georgia back in the 2000s? No, I was signed to Florida Championship Wrestling, so I went to Tampa. Well, he said, or Ken Terminated says, I heard that Tessa changed her attitude while being a star in Mexico. Who knows? I think it's good you give wrestlers a second chance like James Ellsworth and Real One. I don't think those guys ever went to jail or were convicted with anything. And then also, Twitter is a cesspool. And there's not enough of the population in the world on Twitter for us to base an opinion off of something that someone on Twitter says. So anyways, Cassandra is a narcissist. Wow, she thinks it's all about her. That's true. Nick and Ryan, the Namath brothers. I'd love to have them. Are you kidding me? All right, have a couple more minutes here, guys. Wrestle Center, we're live tomorrow. Get your tickets at memphiswrestling.tv. You could save $5 with the code word BUFF. The American males, Buff Bagwell and Scotty Riggs, will both be in the house, plus WWE legend, the Brooklyn Brawler, and Game Changer Wrestling World Champion Blake Christian will be in the house. He's fresh off defeating Danhausen in Tampa, I believe it was last night. Now he's headed to Memphis, and then later this week headed to Japan. Dustin, looking back, do you regret asking Maniac Mr. Chris and Psycho Simon to build the Wrestle Center? Well, no, I mean, who else would have built it? I just regret keeping them employed for that long for them to destroy most of it. Willie says, Dustin, did you ever meet Mike Graham while you were at Florida? Absolutely, I did. Yes, I did meet Mike Graham. He would stop by every now and then and talk to Dusty Rhodes. I mean, we would have X-Pac walked in there at one point. It was super cool. I mean, you just never knew who would come in there. WWE champion Sheamus at the time, he walked in there. CM Punk came in on his day off. It was just it was very incredible. Oh, and oh boy, Mike, everyone doesn't draw a dime but me. Matlock, like the final boss, if you smell what Ken's cooking. Hi, Dustin. Great show and great job ring announcing today. I hope Terrence Ward is proud of you. Yeah, Terrence Ward is much better at ring announcing than me, but you will probably hear a new voice on Memphis Wrestling very, very, very soon. GCW put on a good show last night, said Brian. Thanks. Appreciate that. Looks like Mama Maria's headed out to get some food. Big day ahead. I've got a lot going on, but this is actually one of my days off, so I will be here all day with Reese the Beast. And of course, my lovely Maria. Reese the Beast is taking a nap. Finally. Rico says, I watched some old FCW matches. Do you think it could come back in the future? For what? Not sure. Steve Kern brought it back, and that was the developmental territory in Tampa. I know there's a long lineage of Florida Championship Wrestling, pretty much kind of like Memphis Wrestling and Georgia Championship Wrestling. But, you know, there might be a version that comes back at some point. Not sure. I know the WWE owns all that footage, so you could probably watch it somewhere on the network. Who is Sasquatch that was 300 miles from Memphis last week? I don't know, but man, how long would it take him or her? I don't know. How long would it take them to go 300 miles on foot? I don't know what the hell that is. Andrew says, how do you feel about Damian Priest as World Heavyweight Champion? Well, I hope when I get off of this live chat that I'll be yelling, yeet, because hopefully Jey Uso has won it. Rob says, I think Matt should have got a bonk with the ring hammer. He totally should have. That was funny. Pete Pranica, voice of the Memphis Grizzlies. Big shout out to him. Love him to death. I'm like a kid sitting next to Pete Pranica, not only doing commentary, but leading the broadcast, and which was very awkward at first because Pete is so good, award-winning NBA broadcaster. He does soccer for 901 FC. And I'll tell you a quick story about how all that came about. Is at one point early on, Pete texted me and said that he wanted to call wrestling. And I said, Pete, I appreciate it, man, but I don't know that we have the budget for Pete Pranica. And he said, I didn't say anything about budget, Dustin. I said something about calling Memphis Wrestling. And then, of course, it was very easy to work it out with Pete. Pete is just a consummate pro. Shout out to him. He had back surgery this week, so you'll see him in the next couple of weeks on Memphis Wrestling. I would have had him the entire offseason, but he did have back surgery. So thoughts and prayers out to Pete. I know he's doing good. I've been in communication with him. Pete Pranica, top notch, man. I think I'll have a nap, says Rob. All right, I'm wrapping up here. If there's someone from the Nightmare Factory you book, who would it be? I don't know who's there other than Scotty Riggs, and he's coming this weekend. Would you book Marty Scurll? I don't know enough about Marty Scurll to want to book Marty Scurll, but I mean, probably. I know he's got the umbrella. That's kind of cool. Speaking of Nightmare Factory, they presented their Champ 13 student showcase. Very, very cool. Congratulations to them. Toomer versus Maurice in a dog collar match. It's not a dog collar match, but it is happening next week for the Memphis Heritage Championship. That's official. Game Changer Wrestling title will be defended tomorrow live at the Wrestle Center. Ken Terminated said, I forgot about Marty. Always wondered what happened to him since I saw him in NWA. Finally, justice is served. The gun show gives the Reverend what he deserves, says Keith. That's exactly right. Boom. What do you think of Jey Uso, his singles run in WWE? I think it's awesome. It's a good thing they were able to get the word yeet because he was over big time for it. Rico says, I watched Kay Toomer and Mike Anthony on Reality of Wrestling. Yeah, go check that out. It's the Last Stand Rumble, and it's in full on YouTube. Here, I'll put this. That's not letting me tag them in this live, but I was going to tag it so you guys could just click it. If you want to turn Memphis basketball player into a pro wrestler, who would it be? It would have been Will Coleman. I tried to recruit Will Coleman. He's a Memphis Tigers basketball player previously. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. If you're watching this and it's no longer live, go ahead and put your questions in the comments anyway. We had a huge day of action. We had Tim Bosby tag teaming with Zay Washington. Also, they went one-on-one last night in West Carroll. It was spectacular. I can't wait to see a triple threat where Aaron Roberts defends the internet title against the both of them. And hopefully Aaron Roberts does not walk away as the champion. Also, we saw Big John Dalton getting bullied by the Memphis Wrestling Tag Team Champions, Matthew Williams and Lord Gaston. And of course, we saw Buff Bagwell make his return to Memphis Wrestling on television. And I hear that he's going to be at the desk next week to talk all about it. Big Nasty Phil falls at the hands of Jay Webb, but they do have the last laugh because Maynard Brent Bradley comes out with a big attack, steel chair, the whole 9 yards. Also, women's tag team action. I really love seeing 6-woman tag team matches, and then also tag team matches for the women. MKZ, women's division, MKZ, Makari Candy with a big victory over Raven Black and Nixie XS. And did you guys see Nixie XS in the draft room on Raw? She was in the SmackDown draft room. What's going on? Nixie XS mingling in there with Nick Aldis, the general manager for SmackDown. So we'll see what happens there. Also, Coach Pillar. Big congratulations to him, doing big things. I can't wait until we do Rumble, the Pontotoc show coming up on August the 10th, I believe. And I'm trying to come off of memory, but August the 10th, Rumble on the Trail, Pontotoc, Mississippi, benefiting St. Jude. Big details coming up very, very soon. Big thank you to Coach Pillar. Congratulations on competing in the 128th Boston Marathon. I think that just brings an extra community element to Memphis Wrestling, just like doing a fundraiser in West Carroll and just like being at the bar next week at Lafayette's Music Room. And then, of course, the gun show finally knocks Reverend Ash Taylor's block right off his shoulders, pins him 1, 2, 3. Absolutely awesome. Gun show, congrats, bro. You showed Reverend Ash Hole who's boss. Rob says, have a good week. See some United Wrestling Network Derby City Wrestling tomorrow. See you later, Mr. Starr. Congrats, says Rico. Thank you so much. So does Rob. Congrats. Thank you, guys. Aldis has been a real national treasure as SmackDown general manager. Favorite one since Teddy Long. Speaking of Teddy Long, Michael, big shout out today with the tag team match playa. Brooklyn Brawler is a jobbing legend. That's true. I have a brand new interview that's at Grind City Media. It's Grind City Wrestling. You can check that out. I interviewed Brooklyn Brawler. Really cool stories about The Rock behind the scenes. He has never done an autograph signing in Memphis, Tennessee. This will be the first one coming up tomorrow. Get your tickets, memphiswrestling.tv. And until then, I am Dustin Starr, and I will see you next week. Oh, yeah. Go ahead and put oh, yeah in the chat. Oh, yeah. Here, I'll do it too. Oh, yeah. Boom. Later, guys. There they are.